In your consumer news, when it comes to buying a house, a car, or any big ticket item, your credit score can have a big impact on the interest rates you pay. But how can you raise your score to get a better rate? Well, here with us to do that is our money expert and business expert, Derrick Kinney. Good morning, Derrick. How you feeling this morning?
I'm doing great, Damon. Good to see you.
Good to see you in person these days.
Yes, it's nice.
Usually it's on Zoom. But you know, you always come with us with a lot of information. Now, Derrick, a lot of things people are talking about are credit cards, credit scores. Your first tip is to make a one-time payment all the time. Now, what's the best way to budget for that, Derrick?
Well, the bottom line is if you put money on a credit card, have the cash to pay it off at the end of each month. It sounds so simple, but so many people in the convenience of the moment take out the credit card, spend the money, and don't have the money to pay it off. So the bottom line is this accounts for 35% of your credit score simply by paying off every credit card bill at the end of each month. And keep in mind, if you want a good credit score and the best rates, that's the #1 tip I would give you today. Pay it off at the end of each month in full.
Now, Derrick, you're also suggesting that it's a good thing to have debt. Now, that seems like the opposite thing to do, different from a lot of people have been telling me.
Yeah, it does. And it's funny. Let's say that you were in a math class back in high school. The teacher wouldn't give you an A just for sitting there. You'd have to show you knew how to do the problems, and credit is the same way. Credit scores want to see, can the person handle a credit card? Can they pay it off at the end of each month to develop a credit history, and that develops a credit score. So to do that, you've got to put something on the credit card and then pay it off. Someone asked me earlier, what's the best way to do it? Just take whatever you would normally pay cash for, put it on the credit card, have the cash, that gives you 30 days to keep your money, and then pay it off at the end of each month. The best way to build your credit history, which is what counts for you.
All right, Derrick. Now, your third tip is to manage debt for a long time. What do you exactly mean by that?
Yeah, so the people who have 800 credit scores and above, the maximum is 850, they do a couple different things. One is they have an average, get this, of about $150,000 of debt, maybe a mortgage, car payment, credit cards, and they pay it off religiously. They know that when the money comes in, when they know the payment is due, they've got to pay that off. So they can see a history of them consistently and doing well paying off their credit.
Now, you're also suggesting that we have multiple credit accounts, but can that actually hurt your credit score?
Well, it can if you have too many. Keep in mind what the credit score is looking at is, do you have the money to handle the amount of available credit you've got? Now, for the parents watching right now, Damon, here's a great tip. You can add your kids to your credit card as an extra person. The bottom line is if they go crazy, you're responsible, but it helps build their credit sort of under your wing before they go off on their own. So if you've got multiple credit cards, the bottom line is, can you manage them well and you're not abusing them, and again, not falling behind on your payments? That's the key.
Now, you know, Derrick, it's kind of interesting because in this environment of high interest rates and inflation, we're seeing a lot of offers for new credit cards. Yes. Now, your last tip is that you shouldn't be too quick to jump at new credit card offers. What is that?
Well, the bottom line is we see so much in social media, so much online talking about, hey, here's a teaser rate, no interest, move your credit card balance over to this card to save you interest. And it sounds good, and it actually can save you some money, but it hurts your credit score. When you do that, it stays on your credit report an average of 1.5 years, which can actually reduce down. It takes about 10% off of your typical credit score. And the bottom line is, if you miss a payment, it can be on your credit score for 7 years. So the bottom line is, don't miss your payments.
And lastly, I'll throw this at you. I know a lot of people are preparing their taxes right now. Yeah. Any final last-minute advice to folks who may be in preparation period or mode right now, and especially when it comes to their credit?
Yeah, bottom line is, don't wait till the last minute to file your taxes, because often people complain that, oh, I missed a deduction, or I could have saved more money. Set a deadline right now. As you're watching us talking, say 1 week from now, I want to have my taxes ready to go, and work this week to get all the details ready.
Derrick, always good to see you. Thanks for joining us in studio.
My pleasure.
Now, thanks again. Financial planner and author of several books, Derrick Kinney, including the bestseller Good Money Revolution. We'll be right back after the break.